It's good to have you back. And in this video, I'll be showing you how to set trailing stop in MQL5. And this is very easy. I already created a trading bot that we'll be using for this tutorial. So for example, this is a moving average trading bot that I created. So now, if we have a buy position, this is what we are going to do. Now this is a buy position, right? Now this is how the trailing stop work. So anytime we have a bullish candle and the low price of bullish candle is above the entry point, the stop loss is going to move to the low price of that bullish candle, right? Example, in a case like this, the stop loss is going to move here, 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 here. It's going to skip this bearish candle, then move here. So now, let's see if we are going to see a sell position. For example, this is a sell position. Anytime we get a bearish candle and the low price of the bearish candle is below the entry point, the stop loss is going to move to the high price of the bearish candle. Now that I've explained the logic we are going to use for the trailing stop, we are going to head to the meta editor and I'm going to show you how you are going to programmatically implement this. Remember, I used a trading bot that I've created to do the explanation, so we are still going to use the same trading bot to add the trailing stop logic in MQL5. Now remember, I said earlier, for a buy trade, for example, for a buy trade, anytime the low price of a bullish candle is above the entry point, we are going to move this trailing stop to the low price of the bullish candle. And for a sell trade, anytime the high price of a bearish candle is below the entry point, we are going to move the trailing stop to the high price of the bearish candle. So now we know that we are definitely going to need the close price, open price, low price, and high price, right? This is what we are going to do. We are going to create different arrays to store the data for the close price, high price, low price, and open price. So I'm going to declare a double variable for the close price, right? Once we are done with that, we do the same thing for the open price. Next, for the low price that we'll be using for the trailing stop for buy positions, then we are going to do the same thing for close for high price. When we are done with that, it is expected for us to use array set as series to make sure the candle data will be copied from the latest bar. So we are going to say array set as series, do it for the close, then add true. I believe you already know what array set as series is used for. We are going to do the same thing for the open, the same thing for the low, and the same thing for the high. Let me compile and see if we have 0 errors and 0 warnings. So fine, we are good to go. The next thing we have to do is to copy the candle data. So let's copy the close price of the candle. Copy close. The first parameter is saying symbol. We are going to use underscore symbol, which means the current symbol on the chart. Add a comma. Let's use period current. Add a comma. Let's start from index 1, which is the second bar on the chart and not the current sticking one. Let's copy for 5 bars from the second bar on the chart. Since indexing starts from 0, that is why we are using 1 here. Now the next one is saying, where do we want to store this? Let's store this in the close price of the candle. Add a semicolon. Then let's do the same thing for the open price. Open. Let's do for I. And the same thing for low. So now I successfully copy the close price, open price, high price, and low price of the last 5 bars. After we've successfully copied the candle data, the next thing we are going to do is to set the trailing stop. Now, to set the trailing stop, I'm going to show you the steps that we are going to take. The first thing we are going to do is that we are going to check for the total open positions. That's the first thing we are going to check, right? Once you check total open positions on the account, the next step is we are going to check which position is opened by the bot itself. The bot itself. The next thing we are going to do is that we are going to check the conditions. We are going to retrieve the open, close, open, SL, and TP price of each positions. After we are done with that, then we are going to check if for a buy trade there is a bullish candle, then is the low price of the bullish candle above the entry point, right? Anytime it forms, the trading stop is going to move to the low price of that bullish candle. And for a sell position, we are going to check if the high price of a bearish candle is below the entry point of the sell position. Basically, that is what we are going to do. Now, the first thing is that we need to check the total positions open in the account on your account. Now, to check that, let us comment out the current open position on the account. To do that, we use the function positions total. Let's comment it out and see the number of open positions on our account. Let me compile this. And let's go to MetaTrader 5 and activate the bot to see if it's going to cross bot. After activating it, you see we have 0 open positions on the account, right? So let me bring out the toolbox so that I'll be able to monitor. You can see that we have 0 trades, right? So let me place a buy trade to see if the number of open position is going to increase from 0 to maybe 1. If I place a buy trade on the account, you can see that now we have 1 open position, right? And you can also see here that we have 1, right? Let me open like 2 more trades. Buy, sell. Now you see that we have 3 open positions on the account. If I close this position, this is going to change to 2. If I close this position, this is going to change to 1. If I close this, it is definitely going to change to 0 because we now have 0 open positions on the account. So basically, that is the function you can use to check the position total. Now, the next thing is that you have to use the for loop to loop through your account and check the number of trades that you have. Now, let me use the for loop. Open a parenthesis, then declare an integer variable int I equals 0, comma, semicolon, and I is less than positions total, which means it's going to loop through from the first position. Let me open some trades again. Buy, sell, buy. Now this is a total of 3 open positions, right? So this first position is what we refer to as index 0. Remember, indexing starts from 0 in MQL5. Index 0. The second trade is referred to as index 1, and the third trade is referred to as index 2. So now, if you start the loop from index 0, which is the first trade, right? Index 0 is going to, and the total position is 3. So, and we say I is 0 and I is less than total position. So total position is going to count from 0, 1, 2. Why not 0, 1, 2, 3? Because I is less than total position and the current total position is 3. So that's how we are going to do it. Add a comma, then I plus plus. This will automatically loop through the account, check the number of open positions that we have. Now, the next thing we have to do is that we need to now check if the positions the bot is looping through, was that positions taken by this particular trading bot. Now, in order for you to know if the bot, if the trade was taken by the bot, this is what you have to do. You have to set the magic number. The magic number is like a unique number that is attached to a bot, so that any trade that is taken by the bot is going to be identified with that magic number. To set the magic number, you can come to your global space and declare an integer variable, then name it magic number, right? End it with a semicolon. Now go to your initialization event handler, then use this trade dot set expert magic number, right? Then inside this parenthesis, input the magic number. So you need to set a number for the magic number. Let's say you want to set the magic number to 11111, which means anywhere you use this magic number is going to replace it with this number. So now this is like a unique number for the bot. Any trade that the bot takes is going to be attached to this magic number, right? So now, after looping through all the trades, right, the next thing is for you to get the ticket of each trade. You can see, if I go back to MetaTrader 5, this is what we call tickets. You can see that each and every position has its own unique ticket. You can see this one is 38387408522. The second trade is 838740585538, and it's also different from the third one. So you need to get the ticket for every one of them. So now the ticket is usually ulong. Declare a ulong variable, then name it tickets equals, then the function to get the ticket of each position is position get ticket. Then inside the parentheses, add high, which means anytime it loops through the okay, we have an error here. There should be a semicolon here, which means anytime it loops through each position, it should check the tickets for each position. For example, let's say I want to print out the ticket for the first position. Let me just come outside of the for loop. Let me comment position ticket index 0. Get ticket index 0. If I comment out the position ticket of index 0, you will see 8387405822. You can see that is for index 0, right? That's for index 0. That is the ticket. Now, if I want to get the ticket for this second position, that will be index 1, right? Index 1. Let's see what it will be. See, it ends with 538. The same thing with this. Now, if I want to get for the index 2, let me compile. You will see that it also ends with 549. Can you see? So now automatically this for loop is going to get everything for us, instead of us to be inputting 1 2 3 4, because we don't know the number of open positions that will be on the account currently. So the for loop is going to get all the open positions for us. So now the next thing we have to do is that on your account there might be some trades that are taken by you, and there might be some trade that was taken by the bots, right? So now how do you differentiate which trade should which trade should the bot work with for like the trailing stop and all? What you are going to do is this: you are going to use an if statement that whenever it is looping through all the trades, it needs to check if the magic number of that trade is the same as our magic number. Use the if statement and use the function position select by tickets. Position select by ticket, then input ticket, which means any position that is selected with these tickets, right? Using this ticket, what should the bot do? the bot should check the magic number of that particular position. How do you check the magic number of that particular position? You are going to say, use this function, position get integer, open a parenthesis, then input position magic if it is the same as magic number. So which means the first step is for the bot to look through all the open positions on the account. That's the first step. The next step is for the bot to check the ticket of all the open positions. Now, after it selects the ticket, the next thing is for the bot to now check the magic number of that particular position that it has selected, then compare it if it has the same magic number as the magic number we set for our bot. So anytime it selects a trade that was taken by our bot, the next thing we are going to do now is to get the open price, the stop loss, and the take profit of the current position. So declare a double variable, then open price, right, equals, we are going to say position get double is the function you are going to use. Then I'm going to check position price open. So that will be our open price, right? Compile 0001 is. Let's do the same thing for position underscore SL equals position get double again. That's the function we are going to use. Then position SL and it's a semicolon. Then the next one we are going to say double, which is for the take profit, the current take profit of the position. Position TP equals position get double, then going to be position TP. So this is going to get us all the open price, SL, and TP of all the open positions, right? So now we can start writing our conditions. So the condition will be if we need to know if the current position is a buy position, right? Position get integer, position type is position underscore type buy, because this is for a buy trade, right? This condition wants to write is for a buy trade. Position type underscore buy. What should the bot do? The next thing now is to write another condition that, let me explain the logic again from the beginning. The first thing we did was to look through all the open position on the accounts, irrespective of if it was taken by the bot or not. The next thing is that we are getting the ticket, which is a special ticket for each and every open trade on the account. Now, after selecting the tickets, the bot should check the magic number of each positions and check if it is the same as the magic number that we attach to every trade taken by the bot. After it confirms that, it should get the open price, stop loss, take profit of all the positions, because we'll be using it in our conditions. Now the next step is to check if the open position is a buy position. Now after it confirms that the open position is a buy position, the next thing is for us to now write the conditions that, remember I said earlier, the first thing you have to note is that the candle must be a bullish candle, which means close 0, which is the last candlestick, is greater than the open price of the last candlestick. This means this is a bullish bar, right? The next condition must now be, and the low price, which is low 0 must be above the open price. These are the two most important conditions, right? Then what should the bot do if this is true? The bot should bring the stop loss to the low price of that particular bullish candle, right? So we are going to say trade dot we are going to trade dot modify dot position modify. Now the first argument of this is that what is the ticket of that particular trade, right? So we are going to use this variable here, ticket. The next argument is where should the new SL be? The new SL should be the low price of the last bullish bar, right? Then where should the new take profit be? The take profit should still maintain the same take profit like it was before. But if you want to change the take profit, you can, change it to whatever you want. Right. So this is for a buy trade. A semicolon is expected. Okay, there's an error here. Let me add it. So now let's do the same thing for sell position. So now for sell position, this is what we are going to do. We are going to check if the open position is a sell position. I'm going to say if position gets integer, which is position type is position type sell. What should the bot do? The next thing, the bot should check if the current bar is a bearish candle, right? So I'm going to say if the close price of the last bar is less than the open price, than the open of the last bar, this has established that this is a bearish bar, right? The last bar is a bearish bar. If it is a bearish bar, and I of that bearish bar is below position open price, is below the open price of that position, right? What should the bot do? The bot should modify the trade to keep changing the trading stop anytime this condition is true. So we are going to say trade dot position modify. The first argument is ticket of the trade, comma, the stop loss. The stop loss should be at the high price of the last bearish bar, and the take profit should still maintain position TP, right? So we've successfully written all the conditions. So let me explain again for a better understanding. The first thing we did was to look through all the open positions on the account. After looking through the open position of the account, then we got the tickets of all the open positions. Now, after we select the tickets, the next thing we did was to check if the magic number of the open position is the same thing as the magic number of the trades taken by this particular bot. The next thing we did was to get the open price, stop loss, and the take profit, the current open price, stop loss, and the take profit of the position. The next thing we did was to check if the current open position type is a buy position. After that, we check if the last bar was bullish and the low price of that bullish bar is above the open price of that position. Then modify the trade. So anytime we get a bullish bar and the low price is above the entry point of that position, it will keep moving the stop loss to the current low price of the bullish bar. Then the second thing we did was to check that if the open position is a sell position, right? Remember, this if statement is standing alone from this if statement, so don't make the mistake of writing this second if statement inside this buy positions. No, they are separate. This one is separate from this one. So after checking if the current open position is a sell position, the next thing we did was to check if the current bar is a bearish bar and the high price is below the open price of that sell position. Then from there, we modify the position by moving the trailing stop or the stop loss to the high price of that current bearish bar. So now let's go to our MetaTrader 5 and check our strategy tester to see if this condition is working as expected. Let me open the strategy tester. So let me close the toolbox here and let's start to see if this is going to work as written in our code. This should be a buy trade. Now we successfully have a buy trade, right? So now we are expecting this stop loss to move only when we get a bullish candle and the low price of the bullish candle is above where we placed a buy trade. So now can you see? Let me zoom in a bit. Immediately we got a bullish bar, right? And the low price is above this entry point. The stop loss has moved. Can you see? Again, we got another bullish bar. Immediately the bar closed and the low price is above the entry point. Then the stop losses, we keep moving. Can you see? The trailing stop kept moving. That's how to set a trailing stop. So now let's wait if we are going to get a sell position to see if this same logic works perfectly fine for our sell position. Now we have a sell position, right? We are waiting for a bearish bar. Can you see? In this place we got a bearish bar, but the high price of the bearish bar is above the entry point, right? The opening price. So it is not going, the stop loss is not going to move until we get a bearish bar that the high price is below the entry point. Can you see? In a scenario like this, we got a bearish bar and the high price of the bearish bar is below the entry point, and the trailing stop moved to the high price of that bearish bar. So basically that is how to modify your trade in MQL5. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, and if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section, and make sure you're on the notification bell. I still remain your favorite Abiy Israel Pelumi. Bye for now.